Good afternoon, everybody at First Black Junior School. It's me, Mr. Kemp, here with your Monday assembly. I hope everyone's safe. You've had a fantastic weekend, and now we're back ready for another school week in these strange and difficult times. First of all, before I begin, a massive well done, big thumbs up and a thank you to all of those who participated in the virtual cross-country last week. I got lots of scores sent in over the week and at the weekend. I sent them all off, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we get some excellent results back next week. Whether you ran 1.5 kilometers or 2 kilometers, a big, massive well done for participating in that virtual challenge. Moving on to today's assembly. Today's assembly is all about taking notice. And right now, if you're watching me on your screen or iPad or phone, whatever it might be on, you're taking notice of me talking to you. And hopefully, we're listening and taking in some information I am relaying to you over this assembly. So I'm just going to share screen with you, and we are going to look at what does it mean to take notice, which is just up here on the top of my screen. And I'm going to just read this first sentence. Taking notice means actively bringing our mind's attention and interest to the world around us and ourselves. What is going on externally to us and what is happening within us? Taking notice means being present in the moment, observing what's beautiful or unusual in the world. It means being aware of our thoughts and feelings as they arise, without getting lost in them. It means savoring the moment, whether you're being active, connecting with a friend, learning a new skill, or giving to others. And if you read that last bit, being active, done an assembly on being active. Connecting, last week's assembly was about connecting. And this week, it moves on to taking notice. So all of these things link in some way. And if you just read the next bit, noticing what we are doing and being thoughtful, attentive, and appreciative of our actions. And a lady here has written, notice that you are physically active and choose to feel good that you are keeping yourself fit and healthy. Feel good about the connections you are making and your positive experiences from them. Notice that you are learning something new and choose to feel good about it. Notice that you are giving and choose to feel good that you are contributing in some way, however small it might seem to you. So all of these things that we're taking notice of, they all link together in order to be active, connecting with a friend, learning a new skill, giving to others. You all take note of what's around you in your beautiful world, or as it said, your unusual world. And this lady here has also written, the present moment is the only moment available to us, and it is the door to all our moments. So right now, being in this moment in an assembly on a Monday is the only available one to us right now. And you guys are, more importantly, taking note of what is being shared and what is being said. And it moves me on to the second part, and it says, why is taking notice important for our mental health and well-being? Again, we've covered an assembly about mental health and well-being, and this links to that as well, taking notice. So I'm not going to read it all, but I'll just read you the subheadings. It reduces worry, anxiety, and depression. It self-awareness, promotes positive behavior change. And that last one, I think, they're all important, but that last one promotes positive behavior change. When we take note of things going on around us in our life, we can become positive in our characteristics and the way we behave and the way we do things. So, that is promoting positive behavior. Just a few things as well, ways that we do take notice. Here you can see being in nature, so being outside. You might walk down the street and see a fox. You might be looking in a bush or in a tree and you'll see a bird, and you're taking in all the nature around you without really probably even realizing. Arts and cultural events, so if you're artistic, creative, and you can, like the picture, go to the beach and you see something artistic or creative on the beach and you're taking note of what that is on that beach. And also taking notice through mindfulness. So mindfulness is a way of focusing on being fully present in the moment and not letting our thoughts carry us off. In mindfulness, we pay attention to the now, to our breathing, to sounds that we hear. So you think of the senses, you know, smell, sight, touch. We do all of those things to take note of whatever is going on around us. And what I'm going to do now, hopefully you can still see the screen, is I'm going to share with you this Sainsbury's Active Kids for All Inclusion PE video. And it's just a really important video about input of PE, inclusion of PE, how people behave in PE. And basically, when you're watching this video, you're going to take note of everything that's going on in the video, because then at the end, I'm just going to ask a couple of quick questions and see how much notice you took. So let's hope this works. I'm going to watch as well.
The Sainsbury's Active Kids for All inclusive PE training is really important for teachers' confidence. There's so little time given to inclusion on PE training, and we do want all children not just to be involved but to be challenged and make progress as well.
It's really important for all young people to have a positive experience in PE in order for them to carry on activity throughout their lives.
Hafsa, what do you think about PE?
I think it's great.
Inclusion is not just about disabled children, it's about all children developing and progressing in PE.
I didn't used to like PE because most year 4 boys liked football, and I thought it wasn't going to change, but Mr. Newbold made more activities for boys and girls.
Everybody should be like included no matter what.
The students from PE get to make a lot of different choices and lessons, so they can choose what space they use, what task they do, depending set by a teacher, what equipment they use, and what people they choose to use and work with in their lessons.
Don't look at me and think I can't do something.
I can do this. I can do this.
I can do this. I can do this.
I want to show you something. Push yourself. Don't judge.
Just because I do things differently doesn't mean I can't do it.
Assessment of all children is so important if we are able to measure progress made, to find the starting point, to move them on at the right pace for those children. But all children are different, so one size doesn't necessarily fit all.
Don't forget to ask me.
I'd rather try than not have a go.
Don't worry if it doesn't work. We can try it again.
Don't be afraid to get anything wrong. If you do fail, just see it as a first attempt in learning.
It's everybody's responsibility.
I'd like to say a massive thank you to Sainsbury's for all their training. It's allowed me to become a more confident teacher and make sure that my lessons are more inclusive, challenging, and make sure all students progress during their time in PE.
Thank you, we now love PE.
From all the young people whose PE will be significantly improved from the passion their staff have, a big thank you to Sainsbury's.
Okay, so that was a simple inclusion video which is on YouTube, and I'm just going to stop share there. There we go. And I'm just going to ask you a few questions about that video to see how much you took note in that. So the first question, quite an easy one, I think. How many different people did you see on the video? Quick 10, 15 seconds, have a think. How many people you saw, maybe what they were doing on the video. Good, time's up. So I've just got a really quick list. So you had pupils, teachers, parents, support staff, children with disabilities, children with learning difficulties. And this is just an easy list that I've just come up with who was in the video. A variety of people. The second question, see how much we were listening and watching. What was the name of the disabled girl who was in her wheelchair for PE? Can you remember the girl's name? If you said Hafsa, then you would be correct. Hafsa was in a wheelchair. She is a disabled pupil, and yet they still encouraged her and engaged her, and she participated in PE, and she pushed the ball through the hoop. She had 2 hoops on her arms, and you got to think to some people that's really, really easy, but to somebody like Hafsa, who is unfortunately in a wheelchair and isn't able enough in some ways, that to her might have been a really difficult challenge, yet she's succeeding in holding the hoop on her arms or pushing that ball. The amount of energy it probably drains from her to push that ball into the hoop is incredible. Question number 3, last one. How many different sports did you notice in the video? Again, 10 seconds, have a think, and I'll go through my list. Okay, time's up. Lots of sports going on in that video, and I've simply got football, tennis, cricket, volleyball, basketball, trampolining, swimming, and a different range of skills shown for different individual pupils. For example, the sitting down volleyball. If you're all sat down, everyone's on the same playing field, everyone follows the same rules, and you're just hitting the volleyball over the net, because not everyone might not be able to be on their feet, moving around freely. So they adapted the game, and it's called sit down volleyball. Might have to try that at some point in a lesson. So those are just a couple of questions about the video, and if you were watching, what you noticed in the video. And I hope you took something from watching that video about inclusion. And I just want to read you 3 things that I definitely took from the video before we finish up. And the first one is from Jill Newbolt, the lady on the screen, the PE teacher. And she said, inclusion is not just about disabled children. It's all about children developing and progressing in PE. And I think that is a phenomenal little statement that she said there. Yes, we know some people might have a disability and other people might not have a disability. So their learning patterns and pathways are going to be completely different. But she's saying just because some children might be different and adults might be different, we should all develop and progress in PE no matter what. The second one was from the Tom Hall, the second guy who's also a PE teacher in that school. He said, don't be afraid to get anything wrong. If you fail, just see it as an attempt in learning. And again, we can take that statement and put it into anything. You might do something wrong in life or in a lesson or with your work, and you think, oh, I failed. But actually, if we learn from that first attempt and we learn where we've gone wrong or what we've done wrong, then we are understanding and learning that, failing isn't a bad thing. It can make us be successful or make us correct that bit of work that we might have done at the later stage. So don't be afraid to get anything wrong. And the last one, and the most important one for me, was the young boy. I'm not sure what lesson he was in, and he was talking to the camera, and he simply said, everyone should be involved no matter what. And that is just an incredible bit of wording from, the 12 or 13-year-old, however old he is. Everyone should be included, no matter what. It doesn't matter our background. It doesn't matter where we come from. It doesn't matter what school we're at. It doesn't matter, what sport we want to play. Everyone should be included. And I hope you've taken something from that video. It's a very, very sentimented watch, shall we say. So a lot of feelings going on in the video, but it is truly inspiring. I found it fantastic. And I will send the link to all the classes so you can have another watch in case you've missed the assembly or the screen share didn't really work. But yeah, apart from that, that is Monday's assembly done. Remember, take notice of things around you, whether you are walking around in nature and you see things outside in the environment that we live in, whether you're taking note of what you're eating for dinner tonight. It's very important for our mental health, for our well-being. Remember, all these connections that link together are just as important as one another. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you have a lovely week, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.